is definitely the admin agent, because that's the one that the user is going to call. Admin agent is going to be agent, and then name is going to be definitely, you will call it the manager agent or the admin agent. Yeah. Hey everyone, I'm Srimanti and I'm currently working as an ML engineer. Today we are going to discuss about multi-agent systems, and I'm going to show you a project and go through each and every line of the project to show you how we can use a multi-agent system that can research, plan, write, and edit a blog post all by itself. So we are going to dive into the basics of how it works. So there are no prerequisites needed for this project. You just need to be able to use your brain and have a Google Colab notebook, and that's all you need. And this is a very important project that you can use for your AI agent interview. And, let's dive right in. So basically, it is sort of like, imagine a world where your next blog post is crafted by a team of specialized AIs. So basically, they have an AI project manager that delegates tasks to a team of people, maybe 4 or 5 people. And one of them is a writer, one of them is an editor. There are 2 of them who are reviewers, 3 of them maybe journalists, and so on. Basically, researchers, and then each of them have their own job. And well, considering the fact that AI is now replacing everyone, so this is a perfect project that you can use to show that actually AI can and would replace people, because these are multi-agent systems. So there is an AI project manager that we have at the top, and this person will delegate tasks to each of its smaller AIs. Okay, so basically, what does it exactly mean? So let's discuss a little bit of more advantages to this. So one is that specialization. Each agent can focus on a specific role, leading to higher quality output. Second is parallelization. So we are not going to do parallelization right now, but that is basically done under the hood by OpenAI Swarm. What we'll do is we'll set up the entire architecture. We are going to provide the entire workflow, and then we'll get the result. So parallelization, multiple agents, they can work simultaneously on different aspects of the task. Obviously, a writer does not need to depend on a journalist. Maybe we have to have some kind of, for example, let's say this is a thread that the journalist is doing, and it has gotten some information, it passes it on to the writer, and it can start at that time. And then again, when extra information comes in, it again provides to the writer at the time, and then writer can act on it and improve the script that it is already written, or maybe start on the next paragraph. So while the journalist is actually getting all the information and going out in the field and gathering all the data from web crawl or from sites, images, etc., writer has already written some part of the code, some part of the writing that they had provided earlier. So that's exactly the beauty of parallelization. Next thing comes is scalability. So the system can be easily expanded to add new agents. Obviously, it's just one argument. And robustness, if one agent fails and the others can compensate. Basically, if you have 2 writers, then one of them is a backup writer, a proxy writer, one of them is a proxy editor, so on and so forth. It's very easy. Like human beings replacement, you will need to take, get people, hire people, and then go through all the interview process. It will take months. But AI agents are just one day or 2 days maximum. So it's actually much more efficient, to be honest. And well, this is actually our future. Okay, so let's discuss about the library that we are going to use. So we are going to use OpenAI Swarm package, which facilitates the creation and management of multi-agent interactions. And agents, they include like a human admin, AI researcher, content planner, writer, editor, each with specific responsibilities. And basically what we are going to do is we are going to write the entire flow, the conversation flow, and the context management, interaction management among these agents. So we'll start writing the code right now. Just let me give a basic structured approach. It's always good to, when you're starting with these projects, it's good to have a notebook or any kind of Google Jam board or anything, wherever you want a whiteboard where you can just write the steps that you're going to take. If you just do that once, then the entire project becomes very easy to implement, especially in case of AI agent projects and web development projects and whatever projects you do where it requires a lot of planning. That is why it's very important. So first thing we'll need is that, so this is the structured approach that we are going to follow, as you can see on the screen. So first is the agent configuration. We define the characteristics and capabilities of each agent. Next thing is the role assignments. Okay, so basically the admin oversees the project and provides guidance. The researcher gathers information on the given topic. The planner organizes the research into a guideline. And then the writer drafts the blog post based on the guideline, and the editor reviews and edits the draft for quality assurance. And then we have a final blog post, that a high quality blog post creation. So this division of labor allows for the specialization and also parallelization, and to ensure that all of the task gets completed, rather than just telling GPT or maybe any kind of Claude to just create the entire blog post. So this will ensure that it's of high quality, it has all the necessities from the internet. This is like a multi-agent system. This is extremely common right now because we have like Manus that is doing this, and we also have, Deep Agent and all these things that are doing it. Now, next thing comes is very important, which is the interaction management. So basically, it defines the interactions between the agents to maintain orderly communication. So basically, this involves like determining which agents can communicate with each other, defining the order of operations. Obviously, research before writing, before editing, you can't edit like nothing, and ensuring the context and information is passed on. And lastly, the task execution to ensure that everything is working properly. Great. So now we are going to discuss now. So let's start writing the code book. So this is like, as you can see right here, it's a new Google Colab notebook. Just, write this as like the multi-agent blog post creation. Pretty cool project, I would say. And, this actually covers a lot of the concepts. As we write the code, we are going to see that it will cover a lot more concepts. And I'll explain each and every line one by one. Okay. So first thing comes is the Swarm. Installing the Swarm and building the Swarm repo so that we are able to use it. So let's see. Pip install. Basically it's a Git repo. So and then OpenAI swarm.git. That's it. It's going to install the Swarm repo. Now the next thing that comes is basically the blog post. Yeah, while this is working, let's start like writing the next line of code. So the next thing that comes is complete blog post, and it's going to be title. So we'll need a title. We'll provide a title to the AI manager, and then the manager will delegate tasks to each and every smaller agents. So we have a main agent, and it's going to delegate the task to all the smaller agents, and each of them will provide some kind of prompt for each of them to do their own task with the topic that we have provided, and then at the end we'll just combine everything together. You can actually use it with any kind of like models. Like for example, you could use it with any open source like Quen, Llama, or you can use it with Claude or anything you want. That's it. Now the next thing that comes is title and content. So this is the entire blog post, the complete blog post. So we are also going to create a file in the local repository, in the local folder. So here we are going to create the file here, and then in the file we are going to create a file and then dump all the content that we have generated. So we basically add this. For example, the topic is school life and responsibilities. So basically it will, or maybe, the topic could be that Trump versus Elon Musk, whatever. It could be anything. And so it will get all the information from there, and then it will make a blog entirely and then dump it in a MD or Markdown file along with all the formatting and everything. So that is very important, and that is what we are going to do here. So we are going to here, basically, this is the entire end-to-end thing. So it's going to create a file with the title that we have provided, dot replace. Or also you could do one thing, that you can create the title from ChatGPT as well. You could also, or ChatGPT or whatever, Swarm package, like using an AI agent, because, you have to give the topic, and then you use a prompt to create a 3-word, 4-word title. That could be another AI agent, and that could be called title generated AI agent. Okay. So this one, and then this is going to be this, and it's going to have the extension Markdown. Sounds good. Now we are going to basically open the file name. Okay, file name. Yeah. And anyway, it's not exactly correct. File name and W, and then we are going to do it as encoding equal to UTF-8 and as file, and it will be file.write content. That's it. And then we can just sort of return task completed or just do a print that blog post is written. Blog post creation completed, and then basically we return a message that task completed. It's like the complete top level thing, which just creates the file and then with the content and writes the content into the file and then just tells us that the task has been completed. Okay, now the most important thing where we are going to define the entire workflow. So from Swarm, we are going to import agent, and then first thing is the admin. I told you we have an admin agent that is going to delegate all the tasks or the manager. So def admin instructions, and it's going to have some context variables, like exactly what kind of context we want to send in. We are going to leave it empty, but you could also add some context, as in, for example, like you could add something like, I do not want my admin to make use of web search. I do not want my admin to write, about racist things. I do not want my admin to, sexist, racist, misogynistic, misandrist, whatever. I do not want this. So this could be kind of sort of guardrails that you want your blog post to avoid. So these all come inside the extra instructions that you can provide. Okay. So context variable is going to have the topic, which is going to be context variables dot get topic. And if not, then no topic provided, because then it will just ask you to provide a topic. Because if you don't provide any topic, obviously, I mean, what purpose does it serve? And this is going to return as instruction, basically, based on the topic. So let me just copy paste this, because this is going to be a long one. This is just text, so we can just copy paste this. So let me just go through it. So basically, you're the admin agent who is overseeing the creation of the blog post project on the topic, this topic. And your responsibilities include initiating the project, providing guidance, and reviewing the final content. And once we have set the topic, we call the function to transfer to the planner agent. So this is basically the workflow, as I was saying. So the admin instructions will basically get the admin who is overseeing the project, or the project manager, as we call it. And our responsibilities include initiating the project and providing guidance and then reviewing the final content. And then we call to transfer to the planning agent, who will create a plan on how to go about creating the blog post, what kind of topics you're going to search on the internet for that are relevant to the blog post. And yeah, that's it. Okay, next thing comes the planner instructions. So the planner instructions, this one will call the researcher agent, basically, and the researcher will call the writer agent, and the writer will call the editor agent, and the editor will finally create the, like, you have already done everything, so it's going to create the entire blog post. And then it will call the complete blog post that we said, like it will create the file and then put all the content there. Sounds good. So same thing we are going to have here. So planner instructions is going to have the context variables, and we'll get the topic. And now again, I'm going to copy paste this part, because this is like a long bunch of text. But you have to, you can change it as the way you want, and I'm anyway sharing this repo with you, so you can also copy paste this parts into your project when you're doing it. That should be good enough for you. And but do understand each and every line that I'm writing, because this is very important. Okay, I'm going to be okay. Return, you are the planner agent, basically based on the following topic. Organize the content into topics and sections with clear headings that will be individually researched as points in the later blog post. So this is like sort of a deep research kind of thing, that you are deeply researching into each and every topic. And once the outline is ready, basically call the researcher agent. So let's write the researcher agent next. Researcher instructions. And instructions, basically this is like the workflow that I was saying. So basically you have the admin is calling the planner is calling the researcher, and so on. So whatever way you want to set up the entire AI agent workflow, you can do that. And then after that, again, I'm going to copy paste the researcher thing as well. Okay, there's one thing I wanted to mention though. So here the topic that we are saying, the topic is not needed in case of researcher instructions anymore. So basically the planner has already given the topics and sections with clear headings that the researcher is going to research. So we won't need the topic anymore. So we can remove that. And again, I'm going to share the entire prompt that we are going to use here. There you go. So this is basically the entire prompt that I'm going to use here. Basically, you are the researcher agent, and then your task is basically to provide dense context and information on the topics that are outlined in individual sections. Obviously, if you ask GPT to do it, it's not going to be so much detailed and so much informative. It's like it's going to comprehensive research for each of the sections that are outlined. So now it's going to be very deep and very informative. You can use it for any kind of blog post creation you want. I don't have a Medium account, but if you have it, you can use it basically. You can use this basically to create blog posts on the regular. It's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, so writer instructions as well. So we don't need the topic anymore, obviously, because the researcher has already given everything and research is complete to transfer it to the writer agent, and the writer is going to use all the information, all the points, all the bullets, and all the like comprehensive research notes that you have done, and to create it into a comprehensive and a coherent blog. So that is what exactly the writer will do. Again, same thing. The entire prompt I'm going to share with you guys. So I'm going to just copy paste here. So they are basically the writer agent, and using prior information, create a clear blog post basically, and summarize and include as much information relevant, but also should be quite large and also engaging and also very informative. And now they have called the function to transfer to the edited agent. They are as you know, these like AI agents are very powerful. They can call other AI agents to complete and to pass on whatever they have the output to the input for the other agent. So basically, this is what we are doing here. We are going to transfer the entire blog and the entire draft that we have written for writer to the editor, and the editor is going to edit and review and give the final answer. So again, now the editor instructions, this is pretty interesting. I mean, you can use it for anything that you want. I can't stress it enough. Even if you're a content creator, you can just, use this to create your workflows and make it very, very easy. Yeah, there you go. This is the return statement for the editor. I'm the editor agent and review basically the prior blog post completed by the writer agent and necessary corrections and improvements. And then once editing is done, this will like improve it by so much because we are validating the entire thing. So we won't have any hallucinations. Like AI agents still do hallucinations. OpenAI, GPT, Claude, everybody does hallucinations. But I use Cursor on a regular basis, and Cursor also does hallucinations a lot. So basically, very important that we don't have any hallucination, and the best way to do it is to you have a manager and to delegate the tasks, like I said, to the different smaller agents. Okay, now we are going to have a very important thing, which is basically these function calls. I said call the researcher agent. What does it actually mean? So basically the swarm package that we're using. Let's go to the swarm package. Yeah, the swarm package that we're using. This one has all these agents that are like, and you have to create this function as well. So basically transfer to agent B. So these are all the instructions that we have created, right? So now we are going to call the agent. So we are going to define the agent. So what do I mean by that? See, so this is the agent A, which is the agent name equal to agent A instructions and functions. So let's say we are talking about the admin, right? So we need to have the function to transfer to the planner agent. So we'll need a function for that, right? That will call the planner agent, but we haven't created this yet. This is just the instructions. This is just the instructions for each and everything. So basically, these are like auxiliary functions. The main is the agent. So this is the one. That is the agent A is equal to agent B is this, and then response client.run finally. And this is the function that we'll need transfer to agent B, because agent A is going to have the function to transfer to agent B, so that when the agent is being called, this agent, when we start the function, so it knows the instructions and it knows that, okay, I have done this work and now I'll need to call this agent. So it's going to call this agent with the appropriate parameters, and then agent B will be initialized and then called. I hope you get my point. So now what we're going to do is we're going to write the different agents that we have where we need. So first is definitely the admin agent, because that's the one that the user is going to call. Admin agent is going to be agent, and then name is going to be definitely, you can call it the manager agent or the admin agent. Yeah, admin agent, and then instruction is going to be admin instructions. And then the functions is going to be, as you can understand right here, is going to be the planner agent. But what is the planner agent? We haven't defined yet. So we'll need to, okay, sorry, not the planner agent, function. I mean, yeah, function cannot be the agent basically. So it's going to be, the function is going to be transfer to planner. It's going to be the function. But what is the function? We have not defined yet. So do we want to define it right now? Okay, not really. As the autocomplete suggests, let's do the agents first, and then we'll define all the functions together. So now the agent, the planner agent, and the next thing is going to be transferred to researcher. Call the researcher agent. This is the instruction. Got it? Now the next thing is the same thing. So I'm not going to go through everything all at once. And the next thing is going to be writer agent transferred to editor. And the finally is going to be the editor agent. And maybe it's going to call the complete blog post because this is the function that we created. It's going to create the file and then dump everything there. Sounds good. So this is going to be transferred. So now we basically, as you can see right here, we'll need to write these. Complete blog post is done. The other ones we'll need to write. And it's also very, very simple. You don't need to worry too much about it. Let me show you what I mean. So first thing is transfer to planner, right? So transfer to planner, what's going to happen? It's just simply going to return the planner agent. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. And then the transfer to next thing was researcher. So I hope the autocomplete, okay, it's not working. It's going to return the researcher agent. Yep. Next thing is the same thing. Transfer to writer, and then it's going to return the writer agent. And the next thing is also same, which is the transfer to editor, I think. Yeah. It's going to return the editor agent. That's it. We have, I think we have done all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. We have done all of them. So it's still saying that this is not defined. Okay, maybe I can just put it on top here. Yeah, there you go. So sounds good. Sounds great. Sounds great. So I think we have now completed the entire workflow. Now the only thing left is to run it. And we're going to do that. Great. Now we're going to do that. We're going to run it. So right now it's very important that you provide your OpenAI API key. So you can just go to the OpenAI site, api.openai.com API key. Yeah. And just get the API key. I hope you know. Like, so basically this is the main part. Not main part is already done. This is basically the starting part. Basically, you could say the one that initializes everything. Okay. From swarm.repl import run demo loop, and then it's going to import OS. And definitely def run is going to be os.environ is going to be OpenAI API key. You just provide it into the OS so that when it's trying to search for it from the environment, then you are able to easily get it. So this is going to be OpenAI API key that we did. And then the run demo loop is going to be admin agent. Obviously, you're going to start it with the admin agent. And then basically the debug equal to true because you do want to see all the logs. If you don't want to see any logs, if you don't want to understand where it went wrong or anything, and you're confident of the code, then you can switch it off. It's up to you. So this is going to be this one. Sounds good. So I have not yet run this. So I think run will not work. So now we are going to have this and then we are going to run. Okay, awesome. So we have the Swarm CLI starting and it's asking for a project. Could have been a bit better, like the formatting, but that's okay. You can add it, you can plug it up with Streamlit. I have other projects on my Streamlit as well. So that's very easy to do. So give me a topic, I don't know. Let's say years of slavery versus today's racism. Let's see what it says. Let me see. So we're going to get the chat completion. Yes, see, this is the OpenAI general format system content. Here you go, slavery. Yes, slavery versus today's racism. Yeah. There you go. Next thing is this one. Researcher agent, and then there's the researcher. Yeah, perfect. The slavery thing is being done, and the writer agent, writer is doing it now, understanding the legacy. And then now the editor, I think blog post creation complete. Awesome. Let me just check it. Yeah. Yeah, see, as you can see right here, this is an awesome blog post. So it has like different kinds of headings and all, and deep research into all of the parts of the code.